Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sports Talk from the Crib. I'm your host, Tanner Christian. It's a lovely Friday. Weekend is almost here. It will be another 100-degree day, hot and humid here in Florida. So we will be burning once again, like we have all summer long. This heat has been crazy. It's straight atrocious. Like, it is just unbelievable how hot it has been lately. But anyways, let's talk some sports, shall we? And just a reminder, follow us on Instagram at Feel the Heat Entertainment. It's Feel the Heat ENT. It's also on Facebook, YouTube. And be on the lookout of the website. Okay, sportstalkfromthecrib.com is the website. We got blog posts coming up there. And you can stream the podcast straight from the website, and it's available on all streaming platforms. So let's get into today's topic. Today's topic is basically surrounding the NFL. Who are my top 5 Super Bowl contenders going into the 2023 year? Been a lot of movement in this. I really believe the AFC is just that much more powerful than the NFC. The NFC, I just don't know. You got a couple of teams that you think about, Eagles, Niners, like everybody kind of mentions. But the AFC is tough. There's a lot of really good teams in the AFC, especially the AFC North. So, and East. Don't forget about the East, maybe the toughest division in all football this year. So, who are my top 5? And I'm just going out there on a crazy limb because you know why? You're going to really wonder if I am crazy after I give you this list. And maybe I am. Well, actually, I am. So don't let it fool you. I just don't want to be boring. I don't want to be the same teams. I could go on here and be like, hey, I want the Chiefs. Number 1, defending Super Bowl champions. What about the Buffalo Bills? They've been close the last few years. Keep improving. I could go with the Philadelphia Eagles because who can really come out of the NFC? Was it a fluke last year? I really think it was because they had the easiest schedule in all of football. They didn't play anybody. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, with T. Higgins and Joe Mixon. Like that offense has been pretty damn good. And you had Orlando Brown to help protect Joe Burrow, even though he has that calf injury here he suffered in camp. I think he's going to start the season off, but Cincinnati Bengals, another really good team that can get back. The Niners, what's their QB situation, though? The Jets and adding Aaron Rodgers. Hey, Aaron, out there in New York, wanting to get to the playoffs. But it'd be the first time they get to the playoffs. It's like Mark Sanchez was their quarterback. Am I really believing that? Like his rookie year, they went to the AFC Championship game. Like, that's how long it's been for the Jets. So these are teams to keep an eye on, right? These are everybody's teams that would put in their top 5. But here's mine. And get ready for it. I'm going to start at number 5 and go up to number 1. Number 5, I have the Baltimore Ravens. And here's why. Lamar Jackson has been off the last couple of years. I think this year he gets back to his MVP form. He's got to, right? He's got to. As OBJ. Rashad Bateman coming back. They drafted a kid out of Boston College, Zay Flowers, to add to that receiver core. You still have Mark Andrews. You got the running game. You got all these running backs. Let's get it back to how you were. They need to run the ball more this year. That's one of their problems last year. I feel like they put too much in Lamar Jackson's hands. But he's completely healthy. Defense, I believe, is going to be a lot better this year. They lost so many close games and just didn't finish really well. Their offenses seem just not what it used to. Not what we're used to seeing from Lamar Jackson and being electrifying and scoring at will. Like, this offense, I believe, gets back to that. I mean, OBJ, if he can come back to a little bit of his form of how he used to be before his injury, this Baltimore Ravens team could be scary. And I wouldn't want to face them. So that's why I got them at number 5 in my Super Bowl contenders. At number 4, I got to have an NFC team in there. So it's going to be my only NFC team in the top 5. And guess who I'm picking? I'm going with the Detroit Lions. What's so funny? I'm being serious here. I'm being serious. I really believe the Detroit Lions are going to come out of that NFC North. Aaron Rodgers gone from that division. They won the last, 5-6 games last year. The end of the season, their offense is going to be still good. I like Jared Goff in Detroit. I like that St. Brown guy that somehow is a super underrated wide receiver for him. It's unreal. I mean, they sold out every ticket this year for the first time at Ford Field, the history of their franchise, I believe. That was news earlier. Lions fans are excited. Even the bettors are saying, hey, they may be a top 10 team this year. So don't be shocked if the Detroit Lions get in the playoffs. Make some noise, because are you really going to stop that offense? It seems like they were scoring touchdowns at will last year. Now, their defense was one of the worst in the league. Dead last. They were horrible. Made a lot of improvements. Hudson's going to be another year in this league, and he may go Aiden Hudson's beast. So I think he's going to have an even better year this year. And Jared Goff is going to prove naysayers wrong again. I tell you what, from where he was in the number 1 pick for the Rams and how horrible he played on Jeff Fisher when he was labeled a bust. Then Sean McVay comes in, retools him a little bit, gets in his offense. Has struggled a little bit in the playoffs, especially when he got to the Super Bowl. But now, I feel like he's finally come back into his own in Detroit. He found his home. Dan Campbell, the head coach, they love him. He's a great head coach. John Dorsey, since he came over to this franchise, making all those business decisions, I like it. He's made a lot of great ones since he's been over there. It's his 3rd year. Drafting well, collecting picks, making great draft picks. They reached a little bit in this year's draft, but look out for that Jahmyr Gibbs running back they drafted. Yeah, they lost DeAndre Swift. They shipped him out. Lost Jamal Williams, who led the league in rushing TDs last year. But this offense is still going to be damn good. At number 3, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. You just got to put them in your top 5. If I would have left them out, then it'll be all heck would break loose. Like, can't count out Pat Mahomes and that Travis Kelce. You just can't count those two guys out. They somehow make a way. And Andy Reid somehow gets his team to win when it comes playoff time. Can't count them out. Simply put, they may be better this year for all we know. They start off a little rocky. You know, Pat Mahomes, he doesn't have Tyreek Hill, didn't have this. Had a new receiver core last year and Juju Smith-Schuster. And, you know, it's just, hey, they still won. Got rid of a lot of people. Mecole Hardman left this year. Juju's gone. Like, our receiver core is going to be retooled again. But does it really matter when Pat Mahomes is your quarterback and Travis Kelce's your tight end? Jerry McKinnon had a great year running back last year. He's a great receiver out of the backfield. They didn't have to hand the ball off. They fling it out to him, do all these other stuff on offense, do heroic plays. Kansas City's going to find a way. It just seems like it. Kadarius Toney. Who else? One guy that didn't play last year, he was hurt, is the guy out of Clemson. And he's had a good camp so far. So keep an eye on this guy. And that's Justin Ross. I think he may come in his own and be a productive NFL player. Because you got Pat Mahomes throwing you the ball. That's a name to keep your eye on. To fill that wide receiver role that they're lacking. Sky Moore didn't really do much last year. Maybe he steps up as well. But keep your eye on Justin Ross this year. hopefully that kid stays healthy, and we'll get to see his potential in this league. And if Pat Mahomes can open it up. But that's why I have the Chiefs at number 3, because simply Pat Mahomes, can't count him out. At number 2, I'm giving it to the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert has signed the richest contract in the history of the sport. You better go out there and get close to the Super Bowl. You better win a damn Super Bowl. Justin Herbert, you remind me of Dan Marino. I keep saying it over and over again. And it's going to be looking more and more like Dan Marino if you don't get that championship. So you better go out there and be a Super Bowl champion. I like this team. They added Kellen Moore to be on the offense for him, calling plays now. Brought him over from Dallas. So Justin Herbert, it's your time to shine. You signed the crazy deal. So Eckler's still in a contract for another year, even though he was upset about his contract situation. He's still there. Still have Keenan Allen. He's getting older, I know, but you still have Mike Williams. Like, you got weapons. Don't choke in the fourth quarter. It's been that way since Phillip Rivers. So why are you in here? Because I believe in the Bolt this year. I believe it's finally over. The curse gets finally lifted. And the Chargers can be Super Bowl contenders. I like the addition on defense and bringing over Kendricks from the Vikings, play linebacker. So I think Eric Kendricks. So I think that was a good move for them on defense because they were horrible against the run last year. But hopefully this coach doesn't stay big-headed too. But hey, I got him over the Chiefs right now. Like I said, I can't count the Chiefs out, but here I go, a division rival in the LA Chargers. Get it done, and that's why I have them at number 2. Be on the lookout for the Superchargers. I would still want to say San Diego Superchargers, but it still sucks calling them LA. But anyways, they are at my number 2. At number 1, I have the Miami Dolphins. Yes, I said it. You know why I got them? Because I'm a homer. I'm biased. I got my Miami Dolphins. They're my number 1 threat to go to the Super Bowl. This is the year. Tua, he's out there doing jiu-jitsu, doing all these crazy things, helping him be more durable and it won't get hurt. Well, we'll see how that goes. But anyways, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, possibly Dalvin Cook joining the team. We brought in Vic Fangio to coach the defense. Added Jalen Ramsey, out with a meniscus tear. But I still believe this defense is going to be scary. We probably won't have to blitz every single person and hope we get to the quarterback and let up all these big plays like we did last year. Vic Fangio is going to play more zone. He's going to give his guys a chance to up front, send those blitz packages to get more sacks. We got a lot of people coming back. We were this depleted on this in the secondary last year. Nick Needham's still coming back from injury, working his way back. So we'll see how his status can be. And of course, Jalen Ramsey was a big loss to start the season, but I think we will prevail. Miami, number 1 Super Bowl contenders. Maybe we bring it home. We haven't won a playoff game in over 20 years. Can we do it? Is now the time? Yes. Tua, just stay healthy. Stay upright. I don't know if I want Mike White coming in the game for you. Watch Mike White come in and this ball out like he did with the Jets for a couple games, still 400 passing yards. Who knows? Could happen. But anyways, Miami Dolphins is my number 1. Mike McDaniel, second year. Tyreek Hill's precinct, he's going to get 2,000 receiving yards this year. A lot of confidence is coming out of Miami. Look what happened down there in the sports world this time. The Miami Heat somehow got to the NBA Finals. They lost. They were a play-in team. They were an 8th seed. Came out of nowhere. The Florida Panthers, the hockey team, beat the best team in the league, the Boston Bruins, and then got to the Stanley Cup Finals. They lost. But let's just hope Miami, they don't, get to the Super Bowl and lose. It's not get that trend going where every single Miami team is getting there and losing. But Miami, the Hurricanes, the college basketball team got to the Final Four. There's a lot of good stuff that's happened down in Miami lately and this year. So why not it be the Dolphins, Super Bowl champions, and they are my number one Super Bowl contender for the 2023-24 season. And that'll do it for today's episode. I want to thank you all for joining me here again on Sports Talk from the Crib with your host, Tanner Christian. Remember to follow social media networks on Feel the Heat ENT. It's Feel the Heat Entertainment on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And check out the podcast. It's available on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, and on the website at sportstalkfromthecrib.com, where I post blogs about what's going on in the sports world too. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Catch y'all on Tuesday.